the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. Do you hear the one about the guy who made one of the worst films of all time yet somehow won Best Picture? Gotta be funnier than anything in this. Movie 43 is a film I've been asked to review for a while and is gaining a reputation as one of the most puzzling bad comedies ever made. Not for how unfunny it is, though yes, it does succeed spectacularly at that, but rather because how many big names were attached to it. Names like Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet, Halle Berry, Richard Gere, Emma Stone, Kristen Bell, Gerard Butler, Naomi Watts, and that's just to name a few. Directed by some other big names like Peter Farrelly, Elizabeth Banks, James Gunn, Brett Ratner, again just to name a few. With a tiny budget of only $6 million, yeah that sounds like a lot, but to give you an idea, Boo! A Madea Halloween cost $20 million to make. The surprisingly bigger question than why the hell this movie was made is how the hell this movie was made. Well, almost like an Apocalypse Now from a parallel universe, the making of this movie is arguably more interesting than the movie itself. Originally, comedy producer Charlie Wessler wanted to make the next Kentucky Fried Movie, a collection of funny shorts that pushed the envelope in terms of good taste. He described it as Funny or Die, only you could go crazy, because Don Cheadle as Captain Planet was too normal for him. His plan was to have 3 pairs of comedy directors take 1/3 of the movie: the Farley brothers, the Zucker brothers, and Trey Parker and Matt Stone. An interesting idea, but over time, all the directors backed out apart from one of the Farleys, who not only decided to join development as a producer as well, but also happened to be a very charming guy with a lot of famous friends. They first got Hugh Jackman to agree, who loved the idea of doing something different and risque, and after much convincing of her agents, they got Kate Winslet as well. This became the movie's pitching point. We're doing a film with a ton of big names that only takes a few days to shoot, and major stars Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet already filmed. Well, the pay was certainly low for a lot of these big names, but it was only for a few days, there's already big talent involved, and best of all, they offered to work around their schedules, which meant the film took over 4 years to make, with some celebrities even trying to get out of it. Richard Gere said yes to be nice, but said that he wouldn't be available for over a year. Production had to move from LA to New York, and said they could only have him for 4 days, not a minute more. Give Wessler and Farley credit, they worked within all the limitations both the actors and directors laid out for them, making this a very bizarre passion project, but still a passion project nonetheless. However, with the strange mix of both a large amount of time and a short amount of time, was there any chance this movie would actually turn out something of value? And when I say value, I mean something anybody would put on their resume in the future? Well, let's see the fruits of their labor of lackluster love. This is Movie 43. It opens with one kid throwing a dartboard at another kid holding a dart in his mouth. I'll admit I laughed at this, but knowing that Johnny Knoxville is in this movie, I somehow feel cheated. It looks like this is actually a video they uploaded online, and his little brother tricks them into thinking it went viral. Yeah, the only thing going viral in this movie is George Clooney's response when they asked him to be in it. Look it up, he said that.
I took the liberty of cloning YouTube and hyperinflating your views.
The boys look to get revenge by giving the little brother's computer viruses, so they ask him to help looking for a movie.
There's this movie on the internet, we can't find it. I mean, this video is so illegal, it has been banned by every country in the world.
It's so banned even Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube think it's going too far.
If you can watch it all the way through, you're rewarded beyond your wildest dreams.
No, that's kinda how this film works, except the reward for watching is abject emptiness. Though it does last you all your life. If you haven't caught on, this is the sketch that loosely links all the others together. You're Rod Serling if the script for an American Pie straight-to-DVD movie anally assaulted the charm out of him. Have fun with that mental image. The first video they find is a sketch starring Kate Winslet and Hugh Jackman. The routine that launched 1,000, well, they're in it.
But he's probably got one of those awkward character faces.
Mr. Character Face is on the cover of Gotham magazine.
That's him?
Oh, now that he's done playing Wolverine, he's gonna play Batman now. I'm sorry, my Bruce Wayne sparkle. Speaking of things that should be banned, I don't know how much of this I can show, but, oh, how do I put it? Hugh Jackman has balls on his neck. That still doesn't sound right, but there's no way to say it so it does sound right. I'll admit the reveal at first is so out of nowhere and so matter of fact, it did get a legit laugh out of me. But take a guess how many other jokes they have in this entire sketch. You're right, this one! This is the one joke they're gonna have the whole time. Christ, did the guy who produced the It's Pat movie produce it? Oh, come on! Look, a pube falls and he eats it. You're on a life-size recreation of the Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio. Now you're watching The Greatest Showman eat his neckball hair. Life is funny. This movie is death, but life is funny. Look, a baby. This has promise.
Come here, little. Come here.
No.
Big boy. Yeah. Who's a big boy? Who's a big boy, huh?
Well, if Hugh Jackman's ever a registered sex offender, we now know which picture to use. Wondering what this is all building up to? The balls touch your face. What? And that stops. Yeah, it doesn't even really end. It just stops. I think because Winslet said if they don't fire 3 of my agents before they shout cut, I will do to their balls the exact same thing they're currently doing with Jackman's. Nobody could blame her.
Pornography with viruses.
One of the boys tries putting viruses on the brother's computer from a porn site as they look up the next sketch. And yes, I too think there should be a written law that Liv Schreiber and Hugh Jackman should never be in a movie together again. Nothing personally against them, it's just bad things happen. He and Naomi Watts play the parents of a homeschooled child they like to brag about despite them being less than pleasant with him.
High school is about more than just classes and homework.
There's the alienation, the loneliness.
You dropped your books, fuckface.
Pick your knees up!
Again, the idea is okay, as they say they don't want him to miss out on what other kids go through in school, so they bully him and make him feel awkward and do all sorts of terrible things. But again, you know this is it. This is the one joke throughout the whole thing. So you get a second of laughter, but a dozen minutes of boredom. There's no spin, uniqueness, or adding on top of the joke. It's just the same stale formula. You're expecting it to end with Steven Seagal telling an uncomfortable audience how great they've been before they cry drive their way home. Look, they even want to act out his first kiss. He doesn't want that. Okay, give that kid an Oscar because acting like you're not interested in Naomi Watts is hard. Of course I mean it that way. When they meet him, he seems well-adjusted enough, but enter punchline.
Jen, my mom says hi.
Yeah, I just saw him make out with his mom. How is this supposed to be the surprising shock ending? The next sketch has Chris Pratt getting ready to propose to Anna Faris. Well, this isn't uncomfortable.
There's something I want to ask you.
There's something I'd like to ask you.
How about we say it at the same time?
Okay.
1, 2.
Will you poop on me?
That surprisingly made things less awkward. This is the joke, right? It's all gonna be poop related? Look, she has dump on her apron. Look, the frosting is just like poo. Look, they're talking about poo. Look, he gets a Viagra for poo. Oh, I sure hope this ends with a golden shower.
Do you remember what I was wearing that day? Do you remember what I was wearing?
A yellow sundress. Come on, roll over and let me shit on you, please!
He uses the word shit instead of poo, insulting her, causing her to run away. Where was she even gonna go? And a car hits him, resulting in poo!
I love you.
I love you.
I'm just gonna pretend this was funny. Ha ha ha! I couldn't even get 3 laughs out. I'm not that good an actor. Meanwhile, the younger brother obsesses with finding the entire movie 43. I don't even get it. Do they think they're watching it in parts? Do they think they haven't found it and they're just watching random videos? I know it's a nitpick, but there's so little funny, it's the only thing I can focus on! The next sketch opens in a grocery store with Kieran Culkin and Emma Stone. Finally! Together at last!
How's your acid reflux?
How's your HPV?
Can't believe you sucked off that hobo for Magic Bean.
He was a wizard, Neil.
Shh.
I'll give them credit, while it isn't written very funny, their die-hard commitment to these performances does make it kind of giggle-worthy.
I want to be all over your chin.
Shit! That made me laugh! Damn it! Damn it!
Do you still like fingers in your butthole?
You know the answer is yes.
I'll see you in church.
2? It got 2 out of me? It is 100% their performances, though, as the sketch actually looks like it might go to new territory with the people in the store offering to take over his shift so he can chase after her. My God, we might actually move on to something else funny in this, but then it just ends. Jesus Christ, the one time you actually had another joke and you stop early! Was it just too much for you? Was having a different joke follow another the equivalent of going through the portal in 2001? My God, pace yourself! Such lack of talent is not yet ready! Look, a naked woman. That's it. Now we're back to the trash I'm used to. The next sketch has Justin Long as Robin and Jason Sudeikis as Batman ruining his speed date. He's approached by Uma Thurman playing Lois Lane, acting like she wants to get this bit over with as quickly as possible.
I thought you were dating Superman.
He's been stalking me ever since.
Really?
I look out my bedroom window, and there he is, just floating there, masturbating.
Hey, don't put that past the DCEU. They might work that in. Batman interrupts, though, by calling Superman during their date.
I'm sitting with Lois, and she's on a date with my boy Robin.
Stay away from Lois, or I'll use my heat vision to...
Okay, it doesn't even matter what the rest of this line is. That edit was funny. I'll admit, as unfunny as this movie is, there is still decent timing with actors who do know how to do comedy. They're just not given much to work with, if anything at all.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get underneath the table, hide down there, and feed you lines. I'm gonna do it.
Batman, don't.
No.
Anything that brings the camera closer to his Dick Grayson, I'm very against. Kristen Bell walks in as Supergirl as Batman tries to feed him lines.
So where you from?
So where are you from?
Krypton?
Oh.
Ask her about her pool gloves! No, seriously, Google that. Weird.
I can't believe the size of this thing. It's enormous down here.
I did not...
It's a huge, bushy catastrophe down here.
I'd like to think she was just memorizing love as an open door in her head during this. Hell, maybe Hans turning evil was her idea because it reminded her of how she was betrayed by this movie.
You can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him. Hi.
I skipped a day of ADRing the good place for this.
It's the Penguin. Excuse me, I'm gonna go do some Batmaning.
He goes to stop the Penguin, but runs into Wonder Woman, who's angry he didn't call her.
You were gonna stick by me no matter what. And then your little bat condom breaks. Do you know what it's like going to Planned Parenthood by yourself?
I haven't a clue why Gal Gadot said no to this. But the Penguin straps a bomb to Supergirl. Is it even worth bringing up why that doesn't make sense? Oh, screw it, just freeze frame that. And Robin tries to save her.
My non-monocled eye!
Ah! Yeah, that's funny! Damn it! I was hoping I wouldn't get off of one hand how many laughs I actually had! But Batman reveals it's actually the Riddler. Because yeah, why not?
You knew that she was a dude?
Whole time.
Why'd you make me kiss her?
I guess I woke up this morning with a little case of the fuck-arounds.
Oh, thank God you made it unfunny again. Things were feeling so unbalanced. So I guess the dark web videos the boys are searching through have commercials and PSAs, as this one warns you to be kinder to the little children who are secretly inside convenience machines.
Physical, verbal, emotional abuse. Can't you see they're doing their best? Remember, machines, they're full of kids.
Okay, so this film's not very funny, but I'd say about 3% of it is getting legit laughs out of me. And I've seen movies that couldn't even muster 1%. Like, if I was to see some of these as short YouTube videos, I probably wouldn't be that insulted. I'd either just forget about it or maybe produce a slight giggle if it actually was funny. It's ironic the producer said he wanted this to be like Funny or Die because a lot of these probably would have been better if the Funny or Die people actually handled them. But no, we need the gripping computer segues that tie all of this together because it's a movie, right? Totally worth showing on the big screen.
Do you know where we can find movie 43?
Movie 43. Are you prepared to have a starving rat nibble out your eyeballs?
I'd say this film's honest to a fault, but it's more honest to a thankfully considerate.
We gotta click this button.
Do not click the button.
Oh no, you started it from the beginning! I really would rather have rats eat out of my eyeballs! The next sketch opens with that iBabe device that was shown earlier. Ah, so that was a sneak peek of what was to come. I'm sure it went over as well as this sneak peek went over. So the iBabe has a fan in her cooch, and the kids are putting all sorts of body parts inside her, getting them chopped off. At last, quality has returned to this movie.
iBabe is a
music player.
It also looks and feels exactly like a naked woman. Teenage boys are physically attracted to naked women.
Our research doesn't support that, sir.
Commentary?
Did you anticipate anybody breaching the cooling system? Dave.
That was like a joke waking up, looking at his alarm clock and going, I don't want to be funny today, and going back to sleep. They bring in the new iBabe with a choice of color. Get it? Because black people! And Richard Gere fiddles her gears.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Now I understand.
Why'd he try everything to get out of this again? Just when you're wondering, where is this all going by? Yep, that's it. We needed a preview of this early on in the film? That's like saying early on in the movie Monster, get ready for Charlize Theron's 39th blink. You're welcome! The gangster on the computer is hijacked by other gangsters looking for movie 43.
The fuck, man?
So you know where movie 43 is?
No?
The movie that allows you to see into the future.
Okay, it's not that funny yet, but it does keep my interest. I do kind of want to know where it's going. Actually, doing some research, I just found out this link wasn't shown in America. It was an alternative version shown in different parts of the world. Really? Movie 43 needed to be altered so it'd be more accepted in other countries. Okay, there's one alteration that can be made that everybody could agree on.
Refunds in the bag.
I'd leave happy. I'd leave happy. The next sketch shows two kids on their phones who start making out.
Yeah, Nathan on a date for once.
I'm almost set for life from Superbad and How to Train Your Dragon. I'm just working off a ticket I got for littering. The girl gets her period, but the boy confuses her blood for fruit punch.
Holy shit, you are covered in blood! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Why do I feel like my judging of this movie is going to be based before and after viewing this sketch? All right, Patrick Warburton, you're like the Bacon of comedy. Put you in something, it's instantly better. Please save us.
The lining of Amanda's internal organs just spilling out of her.
I got frozen peas and a sponge.
A man has to insert his erect phallus into her vagina.
Wow. It's like the sketch was digging its own grave, and rather than Warburton come in to revive it, he's like, let me get you a bigger shovel.
Yo, hey baby, you ready? Oh, what the hell kind of sick family squashes a large tomato in my daughter's pants?
What idiot directed this? I'm sending shit to their house. Elizabeth Banks? I made a vow never to shit mail anyone from Wet Hot American Summer. You got lucky. The girl admits she's getting a period and her father takes her home.
You don't have a camping tarp I can borrow, do you?
I should be more surprised if something like that wasn't said. The son pulls Warburton's finger, he farts, and they watch the game right after a Tampax commercial where a woman gets eaten by a shark. In a strange way, that should be funny, but movie 43 is kind of like antimatter. It shouldn't exist, but somehow it does. The next sketch has Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott as roommates who are moving out because one slept with the other's girlfriend. But who cares, because he captured a leprechaun for his birthday, played by Gerard Butler. Because of course.
The last thing you'll ever see is my cock. Start fucking you!
Give us the fucking go!
Do you want the lights on or off when I fuck you with a pair of rusty scissors?
Okay, even as a leprechaun with a high-pitched voice, Gerard Butler is still kind of badass. Just keep him away from a phantom mask and we're good.
It's my crusty Irish cake!
Ish. By the way, Brett Ratner directed this one. I have no reason to mention that. I just want you to hate it as much as possible. The phone rings and it's another leprechaun, saying he'll bring them the gold. It appears to them at the front door and he drags it down to the basement. The sketch might redeem itself if there's a Warwick Davis cameo coming up.
Top of the morning, mate.
You got all these assholes and no Warwick Davis? He said yes to 5 Leprechaun sequels. Do you really think he'd say no to movie 43? Well, get him anyway! The other leprechaun, also played by Butler, attacks them but gets shot by Knoxville. They throw them out with the trash, which I'll admit is a little funny. And Knoxville reveals the final part of his gift, a fairy upstairs.
What the hell am I supposed to do with a fairy?
I suck cock for gold coins.
This was a Ratner film, all right. The next sketch has Halle Berry fulfilling a bet she made when she was drunk that she couldn't do something worse than Catwoman.
I've been on so many blind dates in the past year, and they all are the same. Okay, where are you from? What does your sister do?
Why does my outfit look like Miss Piggy melted onto it?
Let's play a game.
Okay.
Have you played Truth or Dare?
They start playing Truth or Dare, and honestly, it almost sounds like a normal conversation. For this movie.
I dare you to go and pinch his ass.
To her credit, she's dared much weirder things, like she once dared a guy to put her in a John Wick movie, and nobody knows why she was there.
You don't even have to be here. I can go home and watch Family Guy right now if you don't want to play.
Sundays on Fox, check your local listings. He goes to grab a guy's ass and he punches him, so he dares her to blow out a blind kid's birthday candles. At least it's creatively mean-spirited. You can guess where it goes from here. They keep making more and more crazy dares, including getting a dick tattooed on his face and her making guacamole with her breast. Jesus, this movie's gonna be one big censor bar by the time it's done. And the sad thing is, most people would prefer that. The dares finally end with them getting plastic surgery, so she looks like Howard the Duck and he looks like Austin Michael Jackson Powers.
Just not that attracted to Asian men.
It's like if all the latex from the Monty Python movies bunked all the latex from the Eddie Murphy movies. The boys finally find movie 43, and like I said before, I definitely couldn't predict this.
Sending this message back in time. You see, when you idiots made me search for movie 43, we triggered the top secret Cold War initiative to control the mind of every American citizen.
This one's growing on me a bit.
I need to be out slaughtering. No, you're carrying my seed. You must stay here where it's safe, where I can protect you. Come here, Mama.
Alright, it's settled. The whole film should have been this. The pointless segue with no celebrities that are usually an afterthought in anthology movies is honestly the funniest and most creative part of the flick. If they simply stuck with this, it could have been a Terminator meets Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm kinda pissed we didn't get an entire movie around this. The world starts to explode and the little brother is the only one who can stop it with his computer, but you guessed it, the computer has viruses. So the Earth gets nuked, leaving the kids to survive in the apocalypse. I like this sketch. This is a funny sketch. Years later, one of them finds the laptop asking if he wants to turn back the world to the way it was. The boy says yes and the computer reports that it's impossible and he should just instead watch a movie. That was also entertaining. Wait, no, that was actually entertaining. No!
Kenny Jackson coached the Ellison High.
So the next sketch is about the first black basketball team going against an all-white basketball team, with Terrence Howard as the coach. Let me guess, the one joke is, you're black, they're white, and this isn't hockey.
You're black, they're white, this
Skip
ain't
it!
hockey.
Hey, guys. Hello.
Who's that woman?
Wait, did I skip to the ending? There was really nothing else after that? But wait, there's 17 minutes left. What was even the final joke? The whites get 1 point and they win? Racism, ha! That's really the last joke of the movie? But hold on, there can't be 17 minutes of credits. That makes no sense. Even if it has bloopers or deleted scenes, that's still 17 minutes. In fact, wait, where's the James Gunn one? Oh, they're showing it now? In the credits? Okay. This is Beazle. Beazle is about a guy who owns a cartoon cat that looks like Ren and Stimpy is being choked by Homer Simpson's ass.
I just don't think he likes me very much.
Oh, come on, Amy. He loves you.
Really?
Fear not, I'll get revenge by directing my own shitty sketch. Beazle makes threats to Banks' character and starts jerking off to pictures of his master. This is definitely old school Twitter James Gunn directing this. He pisses on her because pee-pee, and she threatens to leave the guy unless he puts her first. He does exactly that, but Beazle gets his revenge by running over her and shooting her. She survives that fine and beats him at a kid's birthday party, resulting in the kid stabbing her to death with cake forks. Give it a point for random originality, but are we finally done? You sure? Okay, well, if you can't even do your closing credits that smoothly, that's kind of a sign you're watching a shitty movie. Movie 43 is stupid, unfocused, lazily grotesque, and most of the time not funny. Which easily makes it one of the worst movies ever made! Or just stupid, unfocused, lazily grotesque, and most of the time not funny. I'll be honest, I've seen comedies far worse than this. I at least chuckled a couple times, and even found the computer segues pretty clever in how they built on top of every joke. So why is it called, as Richard Roper put it, the Citizen Kane of awful? Well, I think a lot of that has to do with how many big stars are in it, how incredibly wasted they are, and that they're united not in a smart comedy, but in a desperate shock value comedy. Had the film been cast with a bunch of nobodies, people would probably forget it even existed. But it wasn't. It had a lot of big names who I guess were just looking for vindication that no matter how bad a film they would make later is, at least it wasn't movie 43. It's pretty lame and most of the time it doesn't work, but is it the worst comedy ever made? I don't think so. I just think it's a bad movie. But don't get me wrong. bad is still bad enough. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember it? So you don't have to.
I'll see you in church.